it's Sid here. Welcome back to another Animal Jam video. Today is day 3 of the 12 days of Animal Jam, and we are going to be just talking about something, just commentating on random things happening. Before we do that, so it's 7:15 for me right now when I'm recording this. And usually the day resets at 7 p.m. in my time zone. So that means technically it's day 4 on Animal Jam. So we got 50 gems, the login gift, consecutive login gift, and Starry Night string lights, and 1 sapphire. Not bad. Pretty nice. So today I want to talk about what's going on over in the Temple of Zyos, the Lightside and Darkside event. I'm going to be explaining where I stand in all this, and I think it's done. Did it just end? No, it didn't. Why isn't it showing? I don't know. But I do want to talk about the event stuff that is happening with it, and some repercussions of a recent decision that Animal Jam made, which I understand why they did it, but it is adding more to the problem. So let's get right into this. So in October, there was a Lightside versus Darkside event where it was in Jamal Township in the crackly fireplace that I was at. And it was going to be... Oh, yeah, my wings. It was teased to be this big, monumental, event where this would determine the fate of Jamal forever. You had alphas and ambassadors going to be like, oh, do the light side. Oh, do the dark side. It was really cool. And it was cool because you could make your own personal choice around this thing, which is really nice. And it was kind of whoever did both options would, whichever option got the most stuff wins. So not only is it about what you choose, but also about how well and how much effort you put into the minigame. So it was a really tough match, and it was going back and forth. A lot of people were starting to do Darkside because it was October, but a lot of people wanted to do Lightside because it is notoriously seen as the good side. So the event ended, and Lightside won, and nothing happened. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that's really good, because in the narrative of the game, Lightside was to save Alpha Headquarters, aka completely dead room that people only go into to get phantom armors and stuff, which can easily be sold somewhere else. It's cool to know about the alphas and the lore of the game, but in Play Wild, you don't really get much context for them. Most of the context and value of the items in Alpha Headquarters are given based on the adventures in HA Classic. Seeing how Play Wild doesn't really have much of that, it doesn't really have as much of an effect. So, what's going on here? Is there a nocturnal animal? No. What's going on? Sir, what's going on? I don't know. Bug? No. Okay, never mind. So, and you're right, it would be pretty good, except it, wasn't really, it was more anticlimactic than anything else, right? So we are teased that our decision could change Jamal forever. And nothing happened. I mean, the fireplace is there, but Alpha Headquarters never happened. A lot of people thought that this would be the way to bring back Club Geos in Play Wild, because when the Darkside was winning, Club Geos was appearing in the Phantom Dimension, which is linked to our dimension, as detailed in the Animal Jam Multiverse lore. However, Lightside won and it didn't happen, and it also resulted in Greeley stepping down as Alpha, which is sad because he's one of the most beloved Alphas. So, yeah. Eventually, and also, Lightside was meant to stop. Was meant to just stop the entire thing. Oh, if we use Lightside, then Jamal will be saved. Obviously, that's not happening because the line made all its way down all the way to the Zio statue. And it's still going on, even though Lightside was meant to stop it. So obviously Lightside isn't enough, right? So next time this event happened, everyone was doing Darkside. And then it looked like Darkside was going to be winning. A lot of people still did Lightside to get the items, but Darkside was still going strong. We'd learned our lesson. But now, it was meant to end the other day, like at the end of November, but it didn't. You see, Animal Jam was taking a while for their Jamaldi update release. It hasn't released yet, and I understand this. Updates take so much work to do, where it's making the concept, animating them, testing them, making sure they're not glitchy, and ready and easy to use for everyone to have fun. So, I don't mind it when an update gets delayed. It's to make sure that it's the best quality possible. However, Animal Jam, a lot of people don't, and they just want the update to come out. Which I understand too. We're the consumers, we're the one playing this game. But you gotta understand that it takes a lot of time for these updates to be made, especially once every month. Especially if it's like a holiday where all this stuff is gonna happen. So, to compensate, Animal Jam extended the Lightside and Darkside event. And if the event would have ended when it was meant to, Darkside would have won. It would have won. But now, Lightside's winning. If we look here, if you go down here with the cursor, Lightside is winning by a whisker. Darkside still has a chance, but it is not looking that good for them. So, oh my god, J-Feather, I need to buddy you, because J-Feather's my favorite. J-Feather, buddy me. No! Fine. J-Feather, if you're watching this, I want to be your buddy, because I love J-Feather too. So, Lightside's going on, and why is this happening? Why is Lightside still going on? For a few reasons. One, the items. One of the incentives to participate in this event is getting lightified and darkified items of different things. I personally prefer the Darkside items. I really like their gradients. Let's take a look at what you can get. Abacus, Pi Amulet. I just like the aesthetic, and it's like all metallic-y dark and stuff. It's all these different like reds and purples, and also solid black, which you don't really get that much of in Animal Jam. You get like an off black color, so it's really cool to see something like that in that gradient. And meanwhile, a lot of people prefer the Lightside items because they're more colorful and have a variation. I personally think that it has about the same variation as Darkside, just different, but a lot of people prefer the items. So instead of choosing a side based on what you believe is best for Jamal, a lot of people are basing their sides on what items they want to get, which I understand since items are such an important part of Animal Jam and its culture. But the whole point of this is you deciding what happens to Jamal, not you getting a few new rares. And it's kind of sad that it's going on. And yeah, the server's been pretty peaceful, but I've also seen a lot of people get very heated about their sides. So last month, a lot of people I'm saying last month, I mean October, because it's December now. For a while, people were like, oh yeah, I'm choosing Darkside because it's Halloween. Well, oh, I'm choosing Lightside because of items. And then eventually, as it got more and more, once you got a lot of the items, the stuff that you were happy with, and the novelty wore off, a lot of people started to do sides based on what they believed, since it was getting towards the end and they wanted to see a certain side win. And then it came back, and a lot of people have gotten really passionate, both Lightside and Darkside. Ironically, Darkside is supposed to represent passion, but it's the Lightside people who I've seen have a more louder voice in here. So there are 3 different kinds of servers with this Lightside and Darkside event. One of them are Lightside farms, where you try to get as much Lightside power as possible. The other is a Darkside farm. We try to get as much Darkside power as possible. Then there's an alternating server where you do both. Lightside farms are good for people who want to get Lightside or want to join the cause of a Lightside, and Darkside vice versa. Alternate servers are pretty good to have a compromise for both. However, there are some problems with this. One, this is something that the whole player base made, which is nice, but there are some inherent problems with this. One of which is you cannot choose which server you join. You get it randomly. 99% of the servers I joined were alternate servers, and only a few were Lightside farms, and even fewer were Darkside farms. And so you can't really choose, and there's not really any coordination because you can't choose what server you're on. If a server system was like AJ Classic, or if the different servers had names like Alden and Draw, it would be easier. Alden's alternate, Draw is Lightside, Nile is Darkside, etc., etc. But we don't really have that here, so it's up to themselves. It's up to the players and the players who are around at the time. When players stop joining a server, it kind of dies, and then those who inhabit it will eventually make up their own rules. Ooh, a firefly. This makes it so that it's ever changing, which is cool. Which is really cool, but it also leads to the next problem I have, which is peer pressure. So, it's really cool to have a healthy debate about what's going on when it comes to the different sides in Animal Jam. However, there are people asking you to conform to the server. Because I can't choose a server that reflects my personal values, I just do it the way I do it. I'm choosing a lot of Darkside because I want to support the Darkside cause, and I like the Darkside items better. I understand that this server is alternating, but in the end, these are my decisions, and this is how I want to play the game. If I would find a server that was only Darkside where I can get bonuses, I would. But I can't, because you can't control the amount of servers. Well, you can't control which server you're in this game. This results in a lot of people being peer pressured to go with the flow when they want to do something else. Between items and peer pressure, the choices that people are making are a lot less authentic than they would be if these things didn't exist. And so that is my main problem with this. I still think this is awesome. This is one of my favorite events in the game. I actually love it way more than last year's, and I really hope they just keep it for a while. It's so fun. It's really cool to just talk to these people and figure out different stuff. So yeah, overall it's been pretty good, but those are my main problems. And also with the extending of event, Darkside may be robbed of winning. So, oops. Selling Dark Chest. So what are your thoughts on the Lightside and Darkside event? What are your thoughts on the points I made? And what side are you on? Please don't be mean to each other in the comment sections. I have seen people be quite toxic on here and bullying people out of servers for liking a specific side. I don't want that. So please be civil. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.